Hi everyone, my name's Jesse. I'm an account executive here at RapDev. I focus primarily on our Datadog business, helping customers maximize the value they derive from their observability and monitoring solution. I've worked with Datadog for over 7 years at this point, so I've seen a variety of customers and how they're using the tool, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys today.
My name is Nick Picciolio. I'm a solutions architect over here at RapDev, focusing on Datadog deployments. I've been working with Datadog as a tool for 7 to 8 years at this point, and I've deployed it on hundreds of thousands of machines and tens of thousands of applications. So looking forward to talking a little bit more today.
He's the brains of the operation. So, Nick and I, we wanted to talk a little bit about Datadog from a billing perspective, and we've seen a big trend with a lot of our customers, and as Datadog has added at least 10 additional products at this point from what their core infrastructure monitoring product was 6-7 years ago, there's been a lot more complexity in their billing model. And as such, the customer's core understanding of what they're using on and how they can maximize the value they derive from the tool is sometimes a gap, not always. But then the other part is as 50 to 75, 100 teams within an organization are using the tool, and each using a different part of the tool, having that central kind of owner and watcher of that usage to make estimates in terms of the bill has been a gap that we've seen, and one we wanted to talk about a little bit today.
Well, and especially in today's world of auto-scaling and microservices and things coming up and down, it's hard to keep a handle on your usage, especially when some of these tools are usage-based. So if you get hit with some sort of viral post or holiday sale or something to that effect, your usage could go up exponentially without really putting a whole ton of thought into it. So considering how easy it is to have your bill get out of control unexpectedly, something that we came up with over here at RapDev is a program called Dog Leash. Dog Leash is a way for RapDev to assist you in understanding your bill, understanding your usage, and getting it back under control. One of the things we always talk about with this program, something that I like to refer to as the cost to value ratio. Cost is what you're paying Datadog, and value is the perceived value, what you're getting out of it. So when you're paying Datadog more than you're getting out of it, that's a gap that we want to narrow. We want to make sure that all of the data that you're submitting is useful. We want to make sure that you're not sending millions of debug logs in production, which is bad practice, don't do that. And we want to make sure that all of the metrics that you're gathering from all of your custom applications are actually being used. So we developed this program that will go into your account. We'll take our expertise of the tool and a platform and our understanding of the billing model and give solid recommendations about how to narrow that gap and really get the full value out of what you're paying for.
Yeah. And I think an important note that we always talk about is it's not always reducing your usage that really can narrow that gap. Sometimes it is actually enabling more parts of the tool that are actually included with what you're already paying for. There's some cases where companies, you get 100 custom metrics per individual host that you're monitoring. And if you're not using those 100 custom metrics, then you are missing out on some of the potential value there. And we like to work with teams to identify, similar, more business use cases that we can build custom metrics for, and help them implement that into their day-to-day practice. Another area I would say would be on the integrations front. With Datadog's per host cost, there's an inclusion of the out-of-the-box integrations. So if you want to get that database team into the tool, you should turn on a database-based integration that's actually not going to cause an increase in your costs.
It's literally free.
It's free. So that's another way to really increase the value. Your usage might stay the same, but the value, really certainly increases, and more users are getting value from the tool and entering the tool, I should say.
And the big benefit of having more value out of the tool is when you talk about just cost and value, you feel like you're talking about money and spend, but you're actually talking about a lot more than that. When you think about value out of metrics and observability, that value is also a reduction in your mean time to resolution. So if you have logs that are enriched with tracing data and RUM data and all of these other individual sources that are tied together, once you really improve that value and have that observability, you can detect an outage faster and resolve it faster. And then money is saved by your business when you resolve that faster than you would have without that gap analysis and that value increase.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of our customers are, obviously more on in the technical weeds, and they're engineers. And sometimes the difficulty is actually translating, what they're using the tool for into, a business dashboard or into something that is understood by the upper management. Which, outside of the Dog Leash program, and a lot of times what we work with customers on is building that executive overview dashboard or easy to understand visualizations that give an at the glance view of how technology is supporting the business functions. So really working backwards from the end business goal back to the underlying technologies really helps to continue to show that value and prove that value to the business leaders.
Kind of reminds me of a story. Back when I was working at a very large retail company, I had a VP walk into the room. He said, "I want to know when customers are happy. I want a dashboard that tells me if customers are happy." I kind of looked at him for a second. I was like, how am I supposed to tell through monitoring data if a customer is happy? I can't. I'm not psychic. I can't tell Pete when someone's got a smile on their face at the end of the day. But then you actually can do that sort of thing. You can translate those nebulous business goals into data. And if you start to think about it, what aggravates you when you go onto a website and I clicked add to cart and it didn't add to my cart, or there's a payment failure, or the website just didn't load. So you start to think about the kind of things that aggravate you as a customer that would make you happy if they weren't there, and it's error rates and response time. So you start putting those together on dashboards, and suddenly you can take that weird, I want to know if they're happy kind of request, and then put that onto a dashboard that says, yes, we've put this onto a dashboard, and if these lines are under this threshold, then the customers are most likely happy.
On the flip side, we do work sometimes with engineers who are tasked with similar problems, and they might go a bit overkill, which causes a massive spike. So one case that comes to mind is, an engineer is tasked with, building a test that helps to replicate a customer experience. And they decide to run that test from 13 different locations worldwide, when in reality, in this business's case, their customers are really located in just North America. And so running a test from, Australia or, Japan, it's not quite necessary or going to be helpful for their business and an understanding of how their customer experience is actually being affected. And that's just unnecessary spend that we really help to analyze and make recommendations based off of.
Yeah. And part of Dog Leash is when we come in and make recommendations, we don't just do it one time. We do it one time up front. We stop the bleeding, we get you to a good place, we make our recommendations. But then over time, we're also going to continue to monitor and analyze your spend, notify you of any unusual activities before you're notified by your bill. And then every quarter, we're going to come back and redo that analysis to measure your progress or catch anything new that's been added that shouldn't be there. And this is a long-term engagement. So when you engage with us for the Dog Leash package, it's not a one-time see you later. We're here to continually resolve your issues with your billing and your usage over time.
Well, Nick, it was really nice talking to you a little bit more about billing. I think we could probably go on for hours on this one, but really, really good chat.
Cheers.